Laura! Wait!
It's okay. We don't want to hurt you.
God damn it. Now, where is that girl?
24 mal gesund essen für 87,89 Euro.
Genau, das kannst du jetzt mit dem neuen...
How do you even define a city? 5+% positive. Personally, this... Then for a really cool looking one that I've been watching for a couple years, Earth of Orin. This is an indie city builder strategy game set in a medieval world, which is filled with story and heart. And I have to say, it looks gorgeous. Starting from nothing, you shape your kingdom according to your vision, while managing the needs and wants of your people. Now, this is a low-poly art style, but they've done something with it that just looks very unique. Nothing else really kind of looks like this, and I have to say, I love the way it looks. You'll be building great cities and mighty castles and bustling towns as you set laws and moral systems to guide your people. You raise and manage armies to protect your kingdom, you manage the economy, gather resources, and trade with other civilizations, and research new technologies, as you explore these untouched lands, discovering creatures, biomes, and those other civilizations. Now, when it comes to building, you could design your own buildings from the ground up or using a prefab system to just get things going. And building gets even more complex with powered buildings, with moving parts like bridges and even elevators, which is going to come in handy when you have to master water and the flow of water. So there really is a lot to this. It looks great. It seems to have a ton of detail, visually and gameplay-wise. There's these large procedural worlds, there's strategy and military, there is a creative mode so you can just build whatever you want in a sandbox, there's weather and day-night cycles, exploration, and everything. I mean, there just seems to be so much here. So right now there isn't any particular release window for Earth of Orin, but it is definitely one to watch because it just seems so interesting. Hopefully they'll be able to pull it off, otherwise we'll get some nice screenshots at least. Going all fantasy, Fabledom. Once upon a village. This is set in a wholesome fairy tale world and is supposed to be an idealistic, laid-back city builder. You'll enjoy the growth of your settlement, trade, and use diplomacy to ally or challenge your neighbors, and most importantly, find yourself a prince or princess and live happily ever after. You know, with all the stressful survival, post-apocalyptic, hostile city builders out there, sometimes, you know, maybe a chill, pleasant one is something you'd want on the table, and this is supposed to be that. You'll be collecting resources and shaping your settlement in a flourishing land, and there'll be tales of trade, feuds, and partnerships. You'll find a spouse, and although it is a chill, relaxing city builder, you will still build an army and elect a hero to protect and conquer, but, you know, it's all very cute. They say they're inspired by the Settlers, Foundation, and Kingdoms and Castles, and you can see that quite easily. Now, this has been in early access since about the middle of 2023 on Steam. 2 very positive reviews, just under 90% positive, and I do know user reviews aren't the be-all and end-all of how good or bad a game is, but it's an indicator. And they are planning for about 1 year in early access, so that means that the goal for release is supposed to be April in 2024, though of course, with early access games it can take longer. But if they're anywhere close to hitting their goal, this should fully release in 2024, but if you like the look of it right now, then you can just have a closer look and jump into Fabledom. Next up, Terrascape. Staying in the more chill vibes, this is supposed to be a cozy city puzzler, where you build gorgeous kingdoms by placing buildings strategically on idyllic floating islands. You discover secret combinations, explore randomly generated maps, and there's even multiplayer game modes. Overall, this seems like a city builder that's pretty much inspired by Dorfromantik. Dorfromantik was a puzzler, tile placer slash builder thing, where it was mostly about relaxing and placing things for adjacency bonuses. This one seems a bit more on the city builder side, but it's still a city builder puzzle-ish kind of combination. And the addition of multiplayer matches where you can compete with friends is kind of a odd but maybe cool addition. It does look nice, but obviously not for everyone. But if you liked Dorfromantik, then this might be a twist that will appeal to you. This one has also been in early access since about the middle of 2023 to also
Warum? Wir verschenken doch schon gratis.
Yes, my lord. Hello. Yes, my lord. Ready to serve. All right. My lord. Okay. God's done. Hello.
We are under attack.
Offizier, wir brauchen Ihre Hilfe bei einer schrecklichen Problemlage in der neutralen Zone. Die Föderation hat einen
24.
뭐 하나 쉬운 게 없네.
여긴 공기가 달라.
나도 느껴져. 긴장되는데. 살았네. 여기서 정비 좀 하고 가자고.
알파 시그널과 아주 가까워요. 이 계단만 오르면 알파 네이티브를 만나게 될 거예요.
이브, 여기 좀 봐.
이건 2차 강화부대 레거시야. 어서 작동시켜보죠. 지난번 레거시에서 풀리지 않은 의문들을 풀 수 있을지도 몰라요.
아, 잠깐만. 여기서 들었다간 다른 네이티브들을 자극할 수 있어. 레거시 감상은 알파 코어를 회수한 후에 해도 늦지 않을 거야.
그래. 지금은 알파와의 싸움에 집중하는 게 좋겠어. 일단 챙겨둘게. 가자. 여기는
구시대의 우수 정화 장치야.
그리고 침식의 근원.
그래, 드디어 왔어. 저기 봐, 공중에 뭔가가 매달려 있어. 살아있는 인간 같아. 이제 어쩌지?
우선 군체에서 구해.
이 노이즈는 설마?
네가 왜 여기에? 알파 시그널이 치솟고 있어요.
이브, 저건 알파 네이티브야.
Wir alle sind online dem Risiko gezielter Manipulation ausgesetzt. Eine häufig genutzte Manipulation.
Hello everyone. So BioWare dropped some pretty big Dragon Age 4 news today, which I'm going to go over all of that in this video, but today will also mark the transition on my channel into covering this game in depth.
Wie wär's denn mit einem Wunder von Berlin? Der schießt und Tor! Im Fußball ist alles möglich. Holt euch deshalb die Fanbahncard, denn die verlängert sich gratis um 1 Jahr, wenn Deutschland Europameister wird.
Routinen können dich pushen oder durchatmen lassen. Doch dein Leben sollte sich keiner Routine anpassen, sondern deine Routine deinem Leben. Und was auch immer deine Routine ist, wir haben den Riegel dafür. Cliff Bar, der ultimative Energieriegel.
I've been using Linux for over 5 years as my main daily driver, and I've had some problems. And frankly, I really just wanted to get like DaVinci Resolve working on my Linux. I wanted to play every game that I love playing on Linux in a better state than it is running. Because a lot of times the lie we're told is just Linux just works right out of the box. You don't have to do anything. You just install it, go, and everything's great. And really, it's not that. It doesn't ever work that way. You got to kind of tinker a little bit, especially if you're a power user. So, you know, just to show this, my Resolve now is working better than my Windows counterpart. But it didn't start out that way. When I look through these and I'm scrubbing my timelines and I'm making videos for YouTube and grabbing like all my waveforms, there's a lot of little nuances that I had to overcome to make this a possibility, because this is really what I wanted for the longest time in Linux, and I have achieved it. But it didn't come easy. So let's talk about how I've broken Linux over the years, why my current configuration looks like this. It's using DWM, I'm using Xorg, I'm using an old, you know, not even pipe wire for my audio, it's all just ALSA with a little bit of pulse for some of my front end, and that's it. I don't use any desktop environment. It's just as bare bones as you can get in Linux. And honestly, it's almost like a server with a little bit of graphics. But I can play all my games, I can edit all my videos, and it's a fantastic experience. And I like it way better than Mac and Windows. So, looking at these problems, first one I had was on the desktop environment. Usually people use...
A little more than ordinary, honorary, underestimated. Don't you see how... Watch me snap like... Lightning bolt! Lightning...
I'm gonna French fry this little freak.
Let's do it!
Baby girl, if you're going on a date like me and you want to smell yummy all day, let me show you where to properly spray your...
If you're swimming in the open ocean and you run into a tiger...
Deine Bank wird das nicht mögen.
Oh my god!
Oh.
You almost just ran me over.
Bro, her voice just turned on something inside me.
What?
Did you hear it? It was so crispy.
So you might have heard about this. This is Wilson's new airless basketball prototype. It is 3D printed, and the number one question everyone wants to know is, how does it actually bounce? But before I even bounce it, there are other differences. This is a regular NBA ball. It feels different, like it's got this slick texture to it. It also smells very different. Kind of smells like a shoe. Also, I'm sure other people have heard of trypophobia, with the thing with the holes in it. Like, this has a lot of that. Might bother some people. But anyway, okay, real question, how does it bounce? NBA ball, airless ball. It's so quiet.
Welcome to Baltimore.